So my schooling was just fun. I enjoyed being in school. Funny. The other thing that gave me motivation about excelling in school is where we used to live. We had I think we used to live with the landlord in the same plot, and he had organized something for the children. When we would come back from school, those of us who are in boarding, like myself and the other ones, he would organize something, and I always loved that because I would get a present each time. So I really that is one thing I remember about my schooling, which I loved the school days. Even though I was away, I didn't love the fact that I would be away in boarding, but I loved that when I came back, apart from just playing, because I would play a lot, would have that prize giving. The other thing I loved about school is I didn't see any difference, if that makes sense. I didn't see any difference between myself or between the other children who were challenged in different ways with the other able children. We would learn together. Like I found, we raised our hands the same way, unless someone had difficulties with their hands. But what I'm trying to say is that there was really nothing so peculiar about us and them. There was actually no us and them, which is one thing that I'm coming to realize now really did shape how I view things, and how, first of all, how I viewed myself and how I'm able to view the world around me. So another thing which I did in school is participate in sports. Guys, I participated in sports, and let me tell you, I feel like if I knew this thing was serious back then, I would have really, after school, maybe after high school, I really would have taken it seriously, because this is how I knew I didn't take that thing serious, because I was so shocked to see during Paralympics that there are people who are racing on wheelchairs. Like, how? Like, you mean this is a thing? So I even went back to look at my certificates, and I was like, wow, I wish I took this thing serious, So I just thought it was jokes. I mean, not really jokes, but I didn't think that this thing is serious and can earn people money. Okay, I participated in volleyball, guys. I was in volleyball. I was in netball. Netball was my fave. I also did wheelchair racing, and I was also in music, involved in music, and my parents supported me. So I'm that child who, when the schools have closed, instead of going home, you'll be going for a trip, or maybe down at the coast because of the music festivals, or maybe because of the ball games. I was so heavily involved. Paka until, I have niko na alama, like you see this hand, the way it is. Yeah, imagine that one I got from playing netball. If you're familiar with netball, you see that this one has a little bend. Which one? Yeah, you see, this one is the able. So I got this from playing netball. Nilikuwa inarushwa, and I loved being the center, because center had to run. You guys, center had to run everywhere, even if it meant, did I use no at that time? Was I can't remember what I was using, either calipers or the amputee leg, but I can't remember. But I was participating in sports. I have certificates. I used to come home with trophies, with gifts. I loved my primary days. And also in high school I did play volleyball, and I would fight so much. Like, no, not really fight, but I really wanted, I would have no excuse for not being in the team, even when I could not be able to. So it's something that I loved doing, and it exposed me, the traveling, because I remember I went to Coast first because of games, because of either music festival or ball games. Traveled to Machakos, traveled all these places because of sports. Yeah, my schooling was good, and What else do I remember? Oh, now coming to high school, I remember in Form 1 I went to a mixed day secondary school in Nairobi, and I remember at this time I was in school and a friend of mine just came. I think we were in the second term or third term or so. A friend of mine came and she noticed my leg, and she was like, "Oh, Karen, what happened to your leg?" And I told her that I have a problem with my leg, and she was like, "Oh, sorry, but you were not like this yesterday." I'm like, you don't notice? People don't notice? People actually don't. I've come to realize that people don't notice. If you are so nini with yourself, like so not looking at, oh, this thing is not working. Like, do you actually notice I have a spot here? It's until I tell you, then you start looking at it. I think it's the same thing. If you are just minding your own business, people will see what you magnify. So if I was to magnify my problem with I think they would have noticed. But because that one it's actually does not, it's not that it doesn't exist, but it's not something that I would measure on, like, guys, look, I have, no. I don't even know how to do it. I remember in campus, this one day, from hostel, I think I was staying with my friend in the hostel. From hostel to the campus, only when I got to the school that I realized that my fake leg did not have a shoe. Like, I had walked all that long with only one leg. Oh no! I had walked all that long with only one shoe. And I got to campus, I sat down. I didn't even realize the problem about prosthetics. I didn't feel it because I can't feel it. I don't know. Like, I got there and then my friend is like, Karen, baby. I'm like, yeah, what's up? Angalia miguu yako. And then I looked down, I'm like, okay, I've never found that shoe. I don't know how I went back. It's just funny thinking about it. There's something also I've forgotten to tell you, how I got my prosthetic leg. After healing and using, because at that time I was using crutches, I went through the school. We were taken to a place in Westlands called Jaipur Foot Project there. So we were taken as a school because I needed to transition from using crutches to using this foreign thing right here. So transitioning for me wasn't something quite out of the ordinary because I was in this special school. We were being taken care of, and through the school we were able to access a place where I could be able to get a prosthetic, because I came to realize later that getting these legs in the hospital can be quite pricey, or maybe if you just buy it for yourself can be quite pricey. But then we have somewhere where we can be able to get them, just the basic something that one can be able to move with from one place to the other. So through the school I was able to access and get to know about the Jaipur Foot Project. It's in Westlands, ABC area. So when I got there, because we were many, and we would unapimwa, and the prosthetic is made according to your specific needs. So one was made for me. I went through I can't really quite recall the name, where you walk, because you have to learn how to walk with this something foreign, and having not moved a limb in a year or so, it just doesn't come automatic. And if you are keen, you'll notice, like right now, I would know someone who is practicing to work with a prosthetic, and I would know a pro. Like, I'm a pro. I'm not blowing my own trumpet, but I'm a pro because I've worked with it for a very long time. Now, someone who is beginning, it doesn't come automatic, because this is, no, you have now to train your muscles, or your mobility. You are not used to, with a crutch, you just it carries your whole body, just swing on it, it's different using a crutch and then now having to use the limbs. Like you're told, you even taught how to kunje mguu, how to bend the knee so that it appears normal. You also don't want to walk in a certain type of, maybe with a different gait. You're shown all these things. I've forgotten the name, and it's so, maybe I'll just put it here. So there's a rail that you walk with, and you're encouraged actually to leave it and just learn to walk. And at the beginning, it's very fearful. You don't know, am I going to fall? You imagine someone who's just been swinging, and now you have to walk just like a child. You fall and then you get up, and with time you're able to know how to do it. And the specific challenge for me as a person with below the knee, because I have the knee, I have to learn how to bend the knee, because I was just used to swinging, but now I have to learn how to bend the knee so it appears as if I'm walking and taking that step. I walk different from someone who has been amputated above the knee, because for them, they don't have the pleasure of the knee to bend, but I have that. But with technology, there are some prosthetics, maybe you can't even be able to realize, is this a below the knee or is this an above the knee? But like right now, I can be able to tell with different prosthetics. I can be able to tell if this person is a BK or an AK. So I got the leg prosthetic, which I have been using from forever up to now. I've been using that, and that place is very good because they give me an opportunity to go change, because as you grow, I know those of you who knew me in primary school or secondary would agree that I have not grown much. I'm still the same height, but then as you grow, of course I have grown. Height and weight would affect, so, and also wear and tear. So they give you an opportunity to go and change your prosthetic as much as your body will demand, or maybe as much as how frequent you use the prosthetic, the wear and tear that comes with it. So far, how many times have I changed it? I think 2 or 3. Told you guys. There's not much growing here. So I go and change, and then there's also that possibility. There's a possibility of, because now I'm so used to this leg, it has become part of me. I know it so much, such that now changing to another prosthetic would be not comfortable. So then when I go again, like even right now, if I go there, they'll make one fit for my leg, and then I also have to do kidogo of just walking in the rail and being guided. Oh, you're not walking well, put your foot, like, the way they even tell you. And at that time is very foreign, because when you're walking with the prosthetic, you can just go like this, but you're told a normal human being, their leg will just be like, like that. You wouldn't give much notice, but now it would just walk and see. You see? You notice something? So for us, okay, not for us, we are trained to be conscious that you walk like this, like a human being, and not just slide you. Don't be lazy. That's it. So and I remember the first time I had my prosthetic, my leg really did react to the thing that they used to make it. I don't know what material they used, the plastic that they used, because I had to go back, and because I would get blisters and it would be painful to walk in it. So I had to go, and then they said my leg is reacting, and they changed the thing. But I've come to realize that my leg still does react to the material, to the substance, and I'm looking forward. Gosh, you guys, one of my dreams is to be able to get this type of prosthetic leg, because with that, hey, I can be able to do so much more. Because what inspired me actually to do this series is I was in pain. Like, even right now, I'm not free to walk around my house because my leg is a problem. I have to remove it, and when this happens, it brings me down. I have moments when I cannot be able to freely move or freely do some things around my house, as I'm showing you. So in this video, imagine this is how I survive. I just if I'm carrying hot liquids, I have to devise ways and mechanisms of how to go. So that makes me really want to get better.